going to show you how to set up and use a woodchuck tapering tool. There's two grooves in the bed here. There's one that's got more of an angle, and that's going to be for your knock. The one that has the least amount of angle is going to be the one for your point, broadhead or field tip. The adjustments you have on the woodchuck are you can control the depth of the knock taper, or you can control the depth of your field tip taper. And to do that, you loosen up this set screw, and you'll see this moves in and out. So depending upon the shaft, whether it's a 5/16, 11/32, 23/64, you might have to adjust that in, and you can do it on the fly. The other adjustment you have is back here by the motor. There's that thumb screw or set screw, and be careful on that. You just want to loosen it up enough so that if you had to move the angle, by moving this you change the angle. So normally from the factory that's set, you never have to touch it. On this wheel here, you'll see a double set of set screws in there. You get in there with an Allen wrench. Let's say it's not cutting in deep enough no matter what you do. Well, you can loosen up those set screws, and you can tap this out a little bit and retighten up those set screws. That's the only adjustments you should ever have to do. Normally this one with the depth and this one back here is set from the factory just fine. The one that I find from time to time I have to adjust is this one here, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to start out by putting on a knock taper here. I've got a vacuum to keep the wood dust away. I wear ear protection because of the noise. So let me get this thing turned on and running. I'll show you how one looks. Okay, you can see it doesn't take long. I had a little adjustment to make while I was doing it. This wasn't long enough. I didn't feel comfortable with how much of an angle we had, so I pulled the stop out, made it a little bit longer. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get a nice round taper on there. If the end of this shaft was really bent and I had a very difficult time getting it, all I do is chop off the end of that and start over. But you can see on here, that's a very nice fit on that knock. Okay, so now we're going to do the point taper. Okay, I've got a nice taper on there. I can take my field tip. I've got a little bit left open, but when you heat that tip it expands, and when you push it on it compresses the wood a little bit. You're going to have a perfect fit. So that's how you use the tool. If this wheel gets full of sawdust in it, you can clean that off with one of those rubber jewel sticks that they sell at woodworking store. But those discs should last you, a couple dozen arrows, if not 10 dozen arrows.